Hey guys, welcome back to Mindful Mae. I am going on a trip to visit my family in California and I'm taking you along on the journey. First up, I need to pack my bag. This is the suitcase I'm traveling with. It's by Level 8. I love the color so much. So let's start packing. I've collected all the things that I want to pack in my bag and I'm really excited for this trip because I have made the majority of my wardrobe and that just feels so good. Like I've grown so much as a sewist. For the longest time, I made pieces that didn't fit me well. I was just kind of like guessing. I've grown to build a wardrobe that I really love. And speaking of a wardrobe I really love, I just finished this dress this morning for my trip. I literally leave tomorrow. That was kind of last minute. But this is the picnic set dress by Cayden Naughton. I had never made it before and it was really fun and really easy to put together. I love the little ruffle, so I'm excited. I'm gonna need to change eventually to fit it in my bag. I'm planning to use some of the packing cubes that I used last time I traveled. This just helps keep me organized. I had someone comment on the last one and they were like, why do you use packing cubes? And I just like them because they help me to stay organized while I'm on my trip. Otherwise, everything ends up everywhere and that just stresses me out. So this is tops and dresses. This is my second time traveling with the Level 8 suitcase and I'm really excited to use it. I used it on a road trip last, but this is my first time flying with it. And it is the perfect carry-on size. This is Level 8's Luminous series and I absolutely love this color. I think it's so sleek, but the case itself is also really durable. The handle is really sturdy and you can swivel 360 degrees. So moving around the airport is going to be so easy. I really have never owned such a beautiful suitcase. I've only traveled with backpacks and like duffel bags, so I just want to thank Level 8 for sponsoring this video and sponsoring this trip. If you guys are in the market for an amazing suitcase, you can use the code MAY10 to get 10% off your suitcase. Bottoms are going in this one. All right, packing is going really well. I have tops and dresses, bottoms, undergarments, a pair of shoes, a hat, sunglasses, makeup, and my new makeup bag that I made, swimsuit, snacks, and then the last couple things I want to take with me are some books. It feels like a bad idea to take 2 hardbacks, so I'll probably pare down to 1, and then some coffee. I have the 2/3 decaf by Purity. My parents don't drink coffee and I'm staying with them, so I think it's best if I just bring my own. And this is a consumable item, so I will come back with less. Therefore, I will have room for hopefully some thrift finds in this half of the suitcase. Filters, and then this is a silicone pour over. This is skincare, and then I kind of had to cram the picnic dress in here. That's fine, it's worth it. So that's the suitcase packed. And then my personal item will be this tote. I've just got a few things in here. Got a little like skincare refresh bag, some snacks, headphones, and then I'll have books. And then I think we're ready to go. I'm so excited. My trip is tomorrow and can't wait to see my family. I had a late morning flight, which was really nice because the airport was quite empty. I got through TSA really quickly, so I just made some laps around the airport until my flight boarded. I was really happy with my outfit choice and my baggage choice. It just made it really simple to walk around the airport, and I was super comfortable. I will say it was strange flying by myself. I have not flown solo in several years. Initially, my husband was supposed to join me on this trip, but he had a last-minute work trip that conflicted with our vacation dates. But I was glad that I still got to go on the originally planned trip. My flights all went super well and my younger sister picked me up at the airport. I got some nachos with her and her husband that evening. I ended up staying the night at their house and my sister and I did face masks. My little sister is training to be a nutritional therapy practitioner, so you know that the meals she fed me were so good. We then packed up and headed to my parents' house, but first we had to stop for a tasty matcha to fuel us for the drive. I spent a lot of the afternoon just catching up with my family, and then in the evening it was just me, my youngest sister, and my parents. If you didn't know, I have 5 siblings, so the fact that it was just 4 of us for one meal was really strange, but also it was really laid back and there was a lot of time to chat and catch up about what was going on in all of our lives. On my second full day there, we spent the day thrifting with my mom, my 2 younger sisters, and my niece and nephew. I spotted this cotton button-up by American Eagle. I really liked these old school Reeboks. I love anything gingham and very feminine, so this stuck out to me. It ended up being a polyester blend, so it wasn't my favorite. This dress from Target I thought was so cute and had an interesting shape, so I grabbed that to try on, as well as this black halter dress. I was really surprised they had dressing rooms. quick stop for lunch, and then on to more thrifting. I really felt like the prices were quite fair at this thrift store, $4 to $6 for t-shirts, whereas in Idaho, tank tops can start at $7, which I think is crazy. This J. Crew blouse really stood out to me. I felt there was a little too much happening on it, but I thought it was cute. If you know, you know I'm looking for a straw bag, but $11 did not quite fit the bill, so I passed on it. I found this old school Gap t-shirt on an end cap and continued shopping by myself for a while. This wool sweater looked like somebody washed it incorrectly. That is always a tragedy when that happens. I then caught up with my sisters and we showed each other what we had so far. We always get really silly, and if you've ever thrifted with family or friends, there's just that classic dynamic of picking up really crazy clothes and suggesting that your friend buys it. I was very limited, obviously, with only having one suitcase, so I had to be very picky about what I purchased. On to the last thrift store of the day was another Goodwill. I remember thrifting here when I lived in this town, so it was strange to go back inside. I loved this side tie skirt and this big crew neck. It was so cozy. This skirt was really cute, but it was a size too large. I tried it on over my shorts. I think I could look on Poshmark and hopefully find it in my size. I did also really like this blue dress, but I have a lot of mini dresses and again, not a lot of space. Our last stop before heading home was Trader Joe's for some tasty treats. That evening, me and my sisters and some of the brother-in-laws played blind karaoke. If you've never seen this trend, it is such a fun game and my sisters are so stinking good at it. Honestly, it's more fun for me to watch them play than to play myself. This is Flynn, my sister Joanna's new puppy, and I just loved him so much. I'm not usually a dog person, but who doesn't love a puppy? He's so precious. There was a lot of outfit sharing on this trip. This is my sister's hat that you might recognize from her Instagram, and there was a lot of swimming and time spent outside. I did not feel comfortable filming the rest of my family swimming, so there are a lot of shots of just the water and myself. If you didn't know, this is where I got married, so walking down to the riverside is always so nostalgic to me. It's just the most beautiful location. It's never going to be a vacation without some really good food. The breakfasts we had all week were so epic. My brother-in-law hooked us up with pour-overs every morning, and my sister cooked us eggs, sausage, potatoes, and my favorite San Luis sourdough bread. I grew up eating this brand on the Central Coast and haven't had it in a long time. I was definitely spoiled. There was also lots of time to drink coffee on the porch. This is one of my favorite pastimes on any vacation. It was so hot while I was visiting, so we spent a lot of time drinking iced coffee or iced chai, and Flynn really liked to hang out in the shade or in the house. Another day at the river is another afternoon well spent. It definitely can be a little chaotic being around all of my family members, but I'm really grateful to have such a big family, and we all get along really well. One of the highlights of the trip was visiting my sister's new house. This is the first house she and her husband have bought, and I was so excited to see it in person instead of just on Instagram, and it was so cute. Then as a family, we went to a family friend's pool that they let us swim in for the afternoon, and it's just so cool. It's partially a saltwater pool, and it's just a lot bigger than the one my parents have. So my sisters and I did a lot of racing. We did front stroke, butterfly, until we were so tired. I think the best part about swimming is always the food you get to eat after. There's just something about a sandwich and fruit and chips that hits so different after an afternoon spent swimming in the sun. As the evening wound down, this is what our view looked like, and again, I just felt so grateful for my family and that I got to go on this trip. I currently live in Idaho with my 2 older sisters, but my 3 other siblings live in California. I got to see my 2 younger sisters on this trip, and it's always really special to reconnect, and we just end up laughing a lot. This is our final day at the river. I got a big hydrating beverage and made my way down to the shoreline. There's Flynn again chilling in the shade. As hot as the weather was, the river was a little bit chilly, so it felt really good to just take a nice quick dip to get refreshed. Another highlight of the trip was my dad taking me and my sisters to see Freakier Friday. It was really sweet of him to offer. He knows that we loved the first movie so much, and it really is rare when 4 of his 5 daughters are all together, and he bought popcorn and candy. I felt like a little kid again. It was so fun. On my last night there, my mom made these amazing chocolate chip cookies, and then the next morning, it was time to pack up. As excited as I was to see my husband after a week, I was really sad to leave my family. I honestly was surprised that I had tears forming in my eyes, but I was telling my sister as we drove to the airport, I wouldn't feel so sad if I hadn't first felt so loved. It is a true gift to have family, and I love mine so much. I mentioned before that I have 5 siblings, 4 sisters and 1 brother. He unfortunately caught a sick bug and wasn't able to join us, so I was really sad to miss him, but hopefully I'll get to see him next time. Traveling solo is really a meditative experience if you let it be. I tried to really take it in and be present and enjoy every step. I love the chance to interact with people and flight attendants and just show kindness to everyone I interact with. I know that's easier said than done, but I think it's a lot easier to show love when you have first been loved. And I am really loved. Thanks so much for coming to California with me. I had such a great time. I love my family so much, and making videos like this is kind of like a scrapbook for me, so I love making them. I wanted to quickly share a couple of the pieces that I got. I only got 3 items from the thrift store. We only went thrifting on one day, and that's fine because again, I didn't have a lot of space. So let me show you what I got. I have long since taken off the tag, so I don't remember how much these were, but I think this was $5. It's a cotton modal blend t-shirt, and I told my husband the other day that it's my new favorite shirt. There's something about the navy color that I think goes really well with my eyes, and it's so soft. I did end up getting this old school Gap t-shirt. It's 100% cotton, and it's like that nice thick vintage cotton. It's such a good quality, and I love the cut of it. It's kind of cropped. I love the color as well. I think it goes really well with my eyes. And again, I think this one was $4 or $5. Lastly, because I love a cozy crew neck, especially coming into fall, I wear these every single morning and like to rotate through the few that I have. And I was really drawn to this bright color. This one I believe was $6, and my mom actually bought it for me. Thank you, Mom. And those are all my thrift finds. I loved everything that I got. It just goes to show that you don't have to buy a lot of things. You can get a few things that you really like and are excited to wear. And I think that's better than a big haul. Thanks so much for joining me. If you like travel videos, you can check out my recent trip to Spain and Portugal next. Otherwise, I will see you in the next Mindful Mae video. Cheers.